Stan, I need $50. They're selling a biopsy of Celine Dion's uterus on eBay. The hell kind of dog is it? I was gonna ask the same thing.
Round 1. Characters. The Griffins put a twisted spin on traditional family archetypes with a talking dog, a diabolical baby, and a cynical edge.
Smoking. How does a boy like that go so wrong?
Well, I live in a crummy neighborhood.
The Bradys?
Oh, hell yeah. They got robbers, thugs, drug dealers, you name it.
You folks want some pancakes?
No, thank you. See, that's the worst we got is Jemima's witnesses.
In addition to the now iconic Griffins, Quahog is populated by no shortage of scene-stealing residents like Quagmire, Joe, and Cleveland, the latter of whom had a short-lived spin-off.
Oh, hey, Cleveland.
Hi. Wait, don't you have a show to do? Oh, that's right.
Throughout the years, however, the characters have grown more one-note. Peter turned into an idiotic jerk, while Meg became a human doormat.
It's not just the stairs. Meg has spent 2 days pinned under a roof beam.
The one character who continues to demonstrate significant growth is Stewie. Despite perennially being a toddler, Stewie has the layers of a Shakespearean villain, revealing genuine vulnerability between his dry wit and calculating nature.
I want to remain what I've always been. Superior, brilliant, special. Oh God, what was I thinking? I'm never going to lift the veil, ever. Nobody will ever know the real me.
On the surface, the Smith family may seem like carbon copies of the Griffins, complete with a politically incorrect patriarch, a supportive yet spontaneous matriarch, and a talking pet.
Francine, you be very careful out there today. We're at Terror Alert Orange, which means something might go down somewhere in some way at some point in time, so look sharp!
Familiarity aside, the Smiths do eventually distinguish themselves as individuals and as a unit. Everybody has great chemistry, and there isn't a weak link in the main cast. Of course, the MVP is Roger, whose array of disguises makes way for plenty of fun personas.
Kevin Bacon! Horse Renoir! Shex Lemino! Clive Trotter! Miles Raymond! The Phantom of the Telephone!
While Langley Falls doesn't have as many memorable supporting players as Quahog, there are several standouts like Steve's trio of loser friends, Stan's boss Avery Bullock, and the outrageous Principal Lewis.
I want to apologize again for my behavior at the school the other night. I take allergy medicine, and I'm not supposed to drink 14 shots of tequila when I'm on it.
Although American Dad is the stronger ensemble piece in some respects, the Smiths do owe a lot to the Griffins. Even the family's most outlandish member, Roger, borrows a fair deal from Stewie, seeing as how both are violent sociopaths.
With all the crap I'm releasing against it, people will have no choice but to see Oscar Gold. And then they will cry and die.
Even if character development has taken a backseat in recent seasons of Family Guy, those early years remind us why the Griffins became cartoon all-stars, and Stewie remains MacFarlane's answer to Mickey Mouse. Throw in a better supporting cast, and Family Guy narrowly takes this round. Winner, Family Guy.
He shoots, he scores!
Round 2, Storylines. Family Guy isn't the most story-driven show, although there have been some ambitious outings. And Then There Were Fewer is an ingenious murder mystery satire, and the Road 2 episodes are usually anchored by a strong emotional core.
We're off on the road to Rhode Island. We're having the time of our lives.
For the most part, however, cutaway gags overshadow the plot, which is acceptable when those jokes hit bullseyes. As of late, though, Family Guy has been striking out more often than not. Since episodes are so reliant on randomness, it feels especially uneven whenever a message is shoehorned in. It's hard to get a point across when so much of the story is dedicated to pointless filler. While American Dad is no stranger to nonsensical humor, the jokes usually tie into a flowing narrative and rarely bring the plot to a distracting halt.
She uses her personal drama as an excuse to come here, take over Stan's life, and elbow me out.
Threatened by the visiting mother-in-law. Cliché!
Episodes typically take a traditional sitcom setup, like Stan's mother visiting, and give it a demented twist. The show has delivered several well-crafted satires, such as the 007 send-up Tearjerker and the National Treasure-esque Black Mystery Month.
The monocle!
You know what this is?
Steve, just give it to me. This isn't child's play.
And I'm not a child.
Christmas episodes are always a source of creative writing, with the post-apocalyptic Rapture's Delight perhaps being the show's finest half hour. There have even been some involving story arcs, like Jeff being lost in space and the Golden Turd Saga.
Jim, look! Behind this bush, there's a turd made of solid gold.
When it comes to most Family Guy episodes, we remember certain jokes, but often forget what the general story was even about. American Dad, on the other hand, continues to innovate in the storytelling department, making it this round's clear winner. Winner, American Dad.
Look out, Dad! I can't believe there's lava under Washington, D.C.
Where do you think all the hot air comes from?
Round 3, consistency. If Family Guy had remained canceled following season 3, it would be remembered as one of the most consistently hilarious shows ever produced.
Show me potato salad.
Sometime after its revival, though, what was once a non-stop laugh riot grew increasingly hit and miss. Fans debate precisely when the show started to dip in quality, although the death of Brian in season 12 is frequently cited as the shark-jumping moment.
I'm sorry. He's gone.
Oh my God, he's...
Yes, Chris. I'm afraid that our Brian is dead.
Granted, Brian was resurrected 2 episodes later, but that just made the storyline feel more gimmicky and manipulative. While modern seasons aren't without their gems, dedicated viewers have to wade through a lot of lazy episodes to get to them.
0 retweets, 0 likes. Yeah, viral.
American Dad started off slow as the writers attempted to figure out who the characters were and how they should work off each other.
Big fan.
Agent Duper not only bested your time, he did so with a far better catchphrase.
As such, many initially wrote the series off as a lesser Family Guy knockoff. By its 3rd season, however, American Dad found its groove and has shown few signs of slowing down ever since.
Let the games begin!
That's not to say every episode is a home run. Season 12's American Fung is widely considered a series low point, but flat-out duds like this are thankfully few and far between. Even at its worst, at least American Dad is constantly trying.
And who's the funniest? I give you time to guess. Seth MacFarlane! He shined like a diamond!
Family Guy and American Dad have both seen their fair share of highs and lows, which is inevitable for any show that's exceeded 200 episodes. Yet, whereas Family Guy frequently phones it in, you never get the sense that American Dad is on autopilot. That is another point for the Smith family. Winner, American Dad.
This'll have to do till I can fashion a shiv out of a chicken bone.
Round 4, Legacy. When people think of shows that set a gold standard for adult animation in prime time, Family Guy is typically the second cartoon that comes to mind. Being second to The Simpsons ain't half bad, though.
You can't just slap a new label on something and call it your own? Well, maybe Duff should be in trouble for, not being that great.
Besides, Family Guy did something that The Simpsons never could: get nominated for Outstanding Comedy Series at the Primetime Emmys. While Family Guy has ironically never won an Outstanding Animated Program Emmy, there's no denying that it's had a huge impact on the way we view animation and comedy.
Family Guy has been around since 1999, and whenever it's time for the Emmys, they don't give us one. I'm sick of it.
Well, I'm not making another episode with The Simpsons. What did that get us? I'll tell you what it got us. More ink for The Simpsons.
Above all else, Family Guy proved that if a beloved show is canceled, a loyal fan base can make all the difference in bringing it back.
Everybody, I got bad news. We've been canceled.
Oh no, Peter, how could they do that?
Well, unfortunately, Lois, there's just no more room on the schedule. We've just got to accept the fact that Fox has to make room for terrific shows.
Whichever you prefer, it's safe to assume that American Dad would not exist without Family Guy.
Peter, what are you doing? You know me!
Everybody shut up and let me think! Just let me think!
MacFarlane's earlier show laid the foundation for his follow-up series to build upon, but American Dad would evolve into a unique entity over time. Since both shows are about suburban families and lean heavily towards controversial humor, though, we can see why American Dad has struggled to get out of its predecessor's shadow.
And the number 1 dog on my fictitious dog list is Brian Griffin.
Do I know you?
Stop pretending I don't exist!
While arguably smarter and more experimental than Family Guy, American Dad didn't exactly change anything. This has been reflected at the Emmys, where American Dad has only been nominated twice for Outstanding Animated Program.
I'd drop the gun if I were you, Joe.
What? It's Stan.
Oh, sorry, you look sorta like someone from... Anyway, I'd drop the gun if I were you.
Even if the newer seasons have put a damper on its legacy, adult animation was never the same after Family Guy hit the airwaves. While American Dad is a worthy addition to the adult animation library, it just wasn't a game changer like Family Guy, which takes this round. Winner, Family Guy.
It's the bee's knees, Meg.
Round 5, humor. It's no secret that newer Family Guy episodes rely far too heavily on gross out and shock humor. During its prime, however, Family Guy was quite possibly the funniest show on television.
You see, Meg, you're what they call a practice girl.
Sure, the jokes weren't always character or story-based, but viewers were laughing too hard to care. Whenever we need a good laugh, a classic Family Guy cutaway will always get the job done.
My God, I'm cooler than that cheetah from the commercials.
If you were to ask any fan what their favorite episode was, chances are they'd say Road to the Multiverse because it plays to the show's greatest strength, telling a continuous string of jokes without ever stopping to take a breath.
Apparently, this is a universe where everyone has to take a poop right just now.
Okay, Bill, you got those numbers?
Yeah.
Okay, just leave them on my desk.
Okay, that works out fine for me. Where's your desk?
Doug knows where my desk is. Craig, are you good with this?
Yeah, that should work out pretty good for me, too.
American Dad is a show that not only makes you laugh, but also makes you think.
I don't... Shh. I know you're into me. And if you weren't before, you are now. Because you're intrigued by this moment.
Go on.
Stan's profession as a CIA agent naturally makes leeway for strong social satire, but American Dad doesn't restrict itself to political jokes. The show is at its best whenever it tackles the farce genre, placing the Smith family in an everyday situation that spirals out of control.
I used my CIA connections to borrow 5 of the most ruthless serial killers on the eastern seaboard. When Francine sees I saved our haunted house, she's gonna be totally back on board.
As sharp as American Dad is, we'd be lying if we said it's produced more laugh-out-loud moments than Family Guy over the years. Its wit and inventiveness consistently leave us smiling, but that doesn't always amount to belly laughs.
This might be the last big TV. It's so deep. I have to get this home. It's so deep. So heavy. So splintery. All the weight is distributed so oddly.
This is a case that really demonstrates why humor is subjective. If you want a show that's one laugh after another, you'll likely prefer Family Guy, at least at its peak.
And the nominees for Best Actor in a Leading Role are Grover, Bluto from Popeye, A Red Guy, A Boob, and Daniel Day-Lewis. And the Oscar goes to A Red Guy!
If you want a show that's clever, but doesn't always leave you rolling on the ground laughing, American Dad will be more your cup of tea. Since we're measuring based on LOL moments though, Family Guy's best jokes have more staying power. With a final score of 3-2,
victory is mine!
Winner, Family Guy.
Hey, it's Seth MacFarlane, creator of American Dad.
Hey, come on, guys. Creator of Family Guy, please.